But I'll be back with you very shortly. Several explosions have been reportedly heard in the Qatari capital, Doha, as Iran continued its retaliatory strikes across the Gulf. Witnesses heard the sounds of sirens in central Doha as well. This comes as Qatar's Interior Ministry issued a new alert, raising the security threat level and urging residents to remain indoors. This marks the second alert of the day. The ministry's message that was sent to mobile phones across the country advised caution and safety in light of the current situation. A member of Iran's Leadership Council has stated that Iran will not strike any country that has not attacked it, reaffirming that the right of self-defense for a nation under aggression is legitimate and recognized. The official also emphasized that firm and intense attacks on specific targets in the region could continue. Iran's state media reports the official statement, adding that evidence from Iran's army suggests that the territories of some countries in the region have been openly and covertly used in attacks against Iran. We're now being rejoined again by Mohammed Osman. Thank you for joining us back here. Now, we've obviously just heard with this breaking that Doha has also now as well been attacked again. And as we spoke earlier, we were speaking about Bahrain. And after the Iranian officials are saying that they're going to de-escalate, and then Abbas Araghchi put out a statement saying that the US has attacked water supply for villages, and now that they're going to retaliate again. Now, this just seems like a bit of a back and forwards now. Do you think this conflict has now turned into who can be shown on top and who seems to be more powerful, and just how do you now think in the coming days and weeks this is now going to play out?
Well, certainly this is not a question of a matter, because the United States is definitely more powerful than Iran with its coalition. So I don't think that Iran is really trying to project that it's more powerful than the US. Is just trying to seem as if it's acting as a responsible actor in this conflict, and to seem, because basically what they have done with the targeting of neighboring countries is basically something that only a rogue state would do, that has made basically quasi-suicidal choices. And this is what we have seen over the past week, unfortunately. Every single step that Iran has taken towards attacking countries other than the countries attacking it, meaning U.S. military assets and Israel, by attacking the Gulf countries, each and every one of those steps undermines Iran's position internationally and regionally further, and erodes any sympathy it might garner as a country that is being subjected to an illegal war of aggression. However, now it seems that what's going on at the moment with the targeting of the Gulf states again today, whether Qatar or Bahrain or Kuwait or the United Arab Emirates, it seems that this really reflects a rift within the Iranian regime, as I told you in my previous intervention, Ellie. It seems that there is a disagreement between the political leadership represented in the president of Iran, Pezeshkian, and the rest of the leading council, the two other members, maybe the Ayatollah Arifi, and the member of or the leader, Ayatollah Ij'i, the head of the judiciary in the country. It seems that this council is really ineffectual, and that the political leadership does not have any effective control over the military leadership, especially the leadership of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, who are basically running the show, as I mentioned earlier, Eli. And it seems that they are approaching a zero-sum equation when they are dealing with this war. They refuse any form of de-escalation that might make Iran seem weak in this war, it seems. Mm-hmm. And of course, this reflects a problem. And even this reflects maybe some competition inside Iran over who will actually get to select the new supreme leader, or who will run Iran moving forward after the decapitation strike at the beginning of the war, which eliminated Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, for example. We do know, for example, that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard supports Mujtaba Khamenei, the son of the former Supreme.
I'm really sorry, Mohammed, but we've just come to more breaking news coming in. But it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for joining us on the show. So breaking news coming for you. The United Arab Emirates president has made his first public comments since the war in Iran erupted, emphasizing that the UAE remains resolute in the face of escalating regional tensions. He said the nation has, quote, thick skin and bitter flesh and is not easy prey, saying that the UAE will carry out its duty to protect the country, its people and residents. This comes as part of a broader assertion that the UAE is now in a time of war and must stand strong amid ongoing attacks and security challenges across the Gulf. We're now being joined back again by Raymond Vickery. Thank you, Raymond, for sticking around with us and joining us here for this breaking coming in. So we finally now heard from the UAE's president, as he's now just come out and said his first remarks about it. What do you think is going to happen now with the UAE? Do you think they're going to fight back, or do you think they're going to stick to what they have been doing and like their neighbouring countries have also been doing?
Well, I think that they're drawn into this whether they want to or not. I think the Revolutionary Guard has a strategy of trying to draw in others because it wants a conflagration that will justify its ideal of what ought to happen in terms of revolution throughout the Islamic world. And so we have destroyed the civilian leadership. That was a decapitation, and now the United States may be surprised that it has nobody really to deal with when it is to blame for having destroyed those who might have a moderating influence. So the very idea that you could have this as a clean surrender, unconditional surrender, and that would be it. You remember that President Trump had told the Revolutionary Guard that they either had to lay down their arms or they would all be killed. That means what, 180,000, 200,000 deaths? Is that what that so-called strategy is? No, it's a completely inadequate way to deal with it. It seems to me the only way out of this is for other nations, particularly other great democracies like India and in Western Europe, Canada, Japan, Australia, and so forth, to provide some counterbalance to this Department of War and disregard for human life, which is now the policy of the United States of America. So is the UAE going to be drawn in? Yes, of course they are drawn in now. One hopes that they will not declare war and escalate it still further, but that's a very faint reed upon which to base an off-ramp for this illegal war.
Thank you, Raymond. Please stay with us as I'll join back with you very shortly. The Israeli military has claimed that it destroyed 16 Iranian aircraft belongings to the RIGC's Quds force during strikes on Tehran. The Israeli army stated that its air force carried out a broad wave of attacks across the Iranian capital, including targeting Mehrabad airport. According to Israel, the airport was used by the Quds force as a hub for transferring weapons and money to armed groups in the Middle East, including Lebanon's Hezbollah. These claims have not been independently verified, and there has been no immediate comment from Iranian authorities regarding the strikes. The US State Department has reported that 28,000 American citizens have safely returned home from the Middle East since February the 28th, when the US, alongside Israel, began attacking Iran. Assistant Secretary Dylan Johnson clarified that this figure excludes Americans who have relocated to other countries or are still en route back to the US. Additionally, the Department of State has coordinated over a dozen charter flights, successfully evacuating thousands of citizens from the region. The evacuation efforts reflect the ongoing safety measures to ensure Americans' safe return amidst escalating tensions in the Middle East. We now have some more breaking news coming in. Just a while ago, we mentioned that several explosions were heard in Doha, particularly in its central regions. Now